Is it possible that you might be sabotaging your sleep? It could be, and you don't even know it. And that's what today's video is all about, to show you some 5 simple nighttime habits that's going to help you go and stay asleep. So before I give you the steps, I just want to share why having steps or a routine is really important. So when you think of the nighttime, before you're going to sleep, you want to start being conscious. Are you going to bed? Is your evening relaxed and calm? Or are you doing projects and doing a lot of stuff and revved up with action movies? You're either calm or you're revved up. And if you're in a revved up space doing too much, or your mind is overly active emotionally or physically in some way, it's going to be a hard time for you to go to sleep. So, what you do at night will directly affect your ability to go to sleep. And the research from the American Academy of Sleep says that when you create a simple routine, just even 10 minutes before sleep, this will help you to go to sleep faster and stay asleep. Because having a rhythm of consistency, of a consistent routine, works with your circadian rhythm, signaling your mind and your body that it's time to go to sleep. So let's give you the 5 simple steps that will help you. If you have a pen and paper, write them down or come back to this video and you can look at it again. Okay, so the first step is, and this is simple, it's going to take you seconds to come up with it, but you need to do some thinking before you come up with the right number, which is number 1 is to set a bedtime routine. Most people say, I'll go to bed when the movie's over or when I finish the phone call. There's no set time. And when you don't have a set time, you are starting to confuse that circadian rhythm that needs routine. Also, your body needs a certain amount of sleep. The average person needs 7 to 8 hours. Most people probably closer to 8. I personally need 7. But you have to know how many hours you need to feel good, and then you reverse engineer. And what I mean by that is, let's say, I wrote this down because I'm bad with numbers. You want to get up at 7. Then you say, okay, I need 8 hours of sleep. That means you need to go to bed no later than 11, but not exactly. I want to make sure that's right. So 11 means 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's true. 8 hours. But if you didn't factor in that you want to exercise or do yoga or meditate in the morning, you got to factor that in. So maybe it's not 7, maybe it's 6:30 you have to get up. That means you have to go to bed at 10:30. Makes sense? So come up with your number, but make sure you are including what you want to do in the morning to set your morning really well. So that's number 1. Number 2, in the evening, take a few minutes to clean up the mess. The few dishes that are in the sink, or putting out the trash, or just simple things. You don't have to do major cleaning, but just some things that overall can give you a sense of, peace, it's done. Because what happens is, first of all, if you're clearing it up, you're not leaving it for the morning. So you have less stress in the morning. And also on an emotional and spiritual level, when you clear your space, you feel lighter and you feel freer, and you want that feeling before you go to sleep. So this is an emotional, spiritual, and a physical help for your total being to start cleaning up that mess. Not to mention that when you wake up, you're going to feel much more fresh. Dishes are gone. Don't have to look at that. Feels good. That's one I have to work on. Number 3 is doing a 5-minute quick prep in the evening for what you want to do in the morning. So let's say in the morning you want to go to the gym, have your gym bag packed. Or if you're doing it at home, have your clothes already set out right by your bed. So you're basically stepping on the clothes. But it's giving you the prep time is like preventing you from having to think about it tomorrow, which maybe if you're running late, you won't do it. Now everything's done and you can feel more at ease. You have less decisions to make in the morning, less to think about, body's calmer. We're doing everything we can with these steps to calm that nervous system so that you can feel lighter and lighter and at more peace to go to bed. You cannot go to bed or sleep if your mind is going and it's overactive and thinking about all the things I have to do tomorrow or worrying about this and that. So we're setting it up to be in a very much more positive place. Number four, and I think it's one of the most important ones, I preach this one a lot, is journal. But I don't mean pages. All I mean is you want to start being conscious of how you feel. We hold a lot of feelings during the day that we're not even aware of, stress, worries, concerns, frustrations. If you're holding them and you're not expressing them, they're going to keep you up at night. But if you journal it, and I'm not talking about writing the whole story, then you're writing pages and that's not going to help you. All you have to do is sit down with some paper, have a notebook by your side, by your bedside, and you just ask two questions. Basically, what am I feeling right now? And what are some of my thoughts that are feeding that feeling? So let's say you write, right now I'm feeling somewhat stressed. What are my thoughts? Why am I stressed? Well, I'm thinking that I have this deadline and I didn't make it, and it's worrying me that my boss is going to get angry at me. There it is. You've just wrote it down. You want to be aware of what you're thinking and feeling so that you're not holding it. You're already going to feel better just by putting it down. Now, what I tell my clients to do is when they have that and they've written it down, oh, now I'm aware, I would suggest doing, most of you know, tapping. And if you don't know how to do tapping on your own, just go to YouTube video, put in tapping for stress, tap on the stress that you identified in the journal, and you can start releasing the stress right there and then. It's a beautiful formula and it's so easy to do. I remember one time my daughter and we got in an argument over the phone, and this was in the evening. And we got off both very upset. I was angry and hurt when I got off the phone, and I could feel myself revved up, and I knew I'm going to have difficulty sleeping. And I immediately started writing. And I started writing about my anger and then my hurt and my sadness because I don't like to end a conversation like that. And I was getting all my feelings out. And then I just started tapping on my feelings, releasing, honoring, and then releasing them. And I was able to go to sleep. That's why your journal is really your best friend. And what I have here inside this email is attached to the email is a PDF showing you how to do a journal, giving you some ideas. And number five is self-care. This is our last one. In the evening, yeah, if you want to watch TV or scroll on your social media, fine. But give yourself, before you do that, 5 minutes. That's it, of self-care. It might be reading a wonderful book that lifts you up, or a podcast or an audiobook, maybe a little meditation or a bath. Something short but mellows you out and it makes you feel good. Even 5 minutes can make a difference. So what happens is as you start doing these little self-care rituals, it starts stopping you from the habit of checking the email, scrolling on the phone. These things are not filling your soul. And so now you're doing good stuff instead of just stuff that's not feeding you. And it's so important to feed and fuel our beautiful soul tank. We ignore our soul and we need to give more self-care to ourselves. And the nice thing about this is you could start out with 5 minutes, but 5 minutes, it feels so good. Sometimes you'll do it for 10 minutes or maybe 20, and you'll find yourself wanting to do it more because it feels good. It's soothing you, it's replenishing you. And this is beautiful medicine for you to help you sleep. So there you have it. The 5 to recap. You're going to pick your bedtime. You're going to clean up some messes so you don't have to make all those decisions and feel a little more clear. You're going to do a little prep for a few minutes, the things that you want to do in the morning. Prep that lunch you want to make, the gym bag ready to go. Journal the feelings so you can get them out and you can feed your soul with more good thoughts, more good feelings so you don't have to sit in them because that will prevent you from sleep. And you're going to do some nice self care that's going to feed your soul, replenish you. These are powerful habits that will make a big difference in your ability to go and stay asleep. So it's about getting intentional. If you have some feelings like, oh, that seems like a lot, then start with one or two. Just pick one or two, and you'll start to see, oh, this is simple. And it feels good, and you're going to want to do it more. So I hope that this was helpful to you. I would love to hear from you. You can put a comment under this video, actually, because I can see comments under the video, and get the PDF. It'll help you give you some more ideas about how to do a journal. And in the meantime, wish you much love and great sleep.